What's going on, guys? We're gonna start this video with a public safety announcement. Always wear your protective gear. I will talk more about this at the end of the video. This is actually healing a lot faster than I thought. It's been 2 days, but when it first happened, I thought my lip was hanging off. There was so much blood. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video. For now, enjoy whatever the heck we're doing. Not trying to show you my balls or anything. Look at the severity of this here pant rip. Was that dramatic enough? What if we twist it? Okay. Hello, my name is Preston. I just had some Taco Bell. I'm in a pretty good mood today, and we're going to get started on Jeep stuff, but not this Jeep stuff, because my friend has a piece of junk Jeep and he keeps breaking and keep fixing it. So I got to do, you're not really going to watch. You might watch like a 10-second time lapse of it, but I'm going to talk about fan mail real quick. So I got to do water pump, serpentine belt, some other crap on there. We got some fan mail, and this was really thoughtful. So Stephen Kennedy, he's one of the guys that's on our Patreon. So on top of just randomly donating money to me every month, he sent us some fan mail, and it was really thoughtful. So we got some Bondo spreaders, like a good amount, which is that's sick, because mine are getting dirty. And then so I bought this foam block sander, but it was only 11 inches because that's all AutoZone had, and I wasn't going to travel all across the state the other day when I needed to just get some work done. This is a 17-inch body hand sander. So I believe this to be, yeah, it's Harbor Freight. But pretty nice. So the nice thing about this versus that foam one was really nice on the hood, on the edges where I kind of had to kind of work that curve. This being hard and solid and perfectly flat and not flexing is really good for like those long straight areas, which are not very straight on this car. So this is excellent for stuff like that. And at first I was like, well, shoot, I already did a lot of Bondo. The rear's still a wreck. I still got to block sand everything once primer's on it, so this would still be good for that. The bug needs a ton of body work, so this will come in a lot of handy in the future. Also sent an insane amount of sandpaper. We got 80 grit and 120. So we're set. And this is nice too, because you don't have to buy sticky sandpaper. You just put it under there and whoppa! It's like a mousetrap for sandpaper. Okay, so I got to do that crap on the Jeep real quick. What I just did on the other Jeep, what I did last night was just seal the sides basically. A lot of this I'm gonna kind of feather down still. This actually, I thought this was gonna look really bad. Like I thought this transition was pretty bad, and on camera it looks bad because you can see all the lines, but it's actually really smooth, and that side looks pretty good too. So I'm pretty happy about that actually. That's the plan. I'm gonna do this Jeep stuff. It's gonna take me a minute. I'm not gonna show you all of it because it's gonna be super boring. It's not a cool Jeep. Yeah, that's a piece of junk. Garbage. I know a lot of you guys don't care about this, but so got that out. Finally got that one in. And I legitimately think Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, whatever, they built this motor and then forgot the water pump. And then they shoved Play-Doh in this space they had left and then molded it and somehow made a water pump out of it. It's just stupid. Okay, we're almost done. Let me show you how stupid this actually is. So this hose right here goes up in there somewhere. The thermostat housing I replaced, thermostat's down in yonder. This is your AC, and it doesn't move very nicely because the lines are hard. That's where it's leaking from. So this whole bracket, this and this whole bracket, which goes all the way down and along here, and then there are two bolts, one right here and one right there, that won't come out because this is in the way. So this is the power steering pump I just replaced for you. So that has to come off. This has to somehow come off without me bending your AC lines. And then this all has to come off. Obviously, I just made this a lot bigger, but that was definitely the weak point. You can now see how absolutely stupid this design was. This went like that, all underneath all of that crap. Then it started leaking out of here, so I replaced that, and then it kept leaking. So that was the only other thing right here other than like head gaskets or something. But I don't think the water pump was ever the issue, so I'm not charging my buddy for labor, but I mean, I didn't know this existed until I did the water pump, so unfortunately I wasted a lot of time by misdiagnosing this, but this is ridiculous. What a stupid, lazy design. So this hose is from the old Bug chassis, so it has about 2 hours of running time on it. So although it's dirty, it's basically new. So I'm gonna take this little section here and clamp back on there and forget all about this. Got these wet sanded. You don't have to wet sand them, but I forgot I needed to seal the insides of everything, so I had everything flipped over. So just wanted to knock it down a little bit with some wet sanding. So that's good to go. Then we mix this stuff here. This is like a high fill primer. Probably gonna do 2 of these cups worth, but this is gonna lay on nice and thick, and that's gonna allow us to get all the imperfections, all the little nicks, on the grill has a ton of little nicks I didn't sand out, and then all the Bondo lines are gonna be able to feather in where you're not even gonna see them. Like I said, these doors are pretty wrecked. There's actually some good spots that I did not hit correctly. So this is going to hopefully fix all that. So we're gonna spray this, and then tomorrow after it dries, we're gonna go over it with where did that big block go? I got that 17-inch block from Steve, and so we're gonna hit that real slow, real light, and should straighten everything out pretty good. So we got everything knocked down with the primer, and it really showed the extra highs and lows that weren't really visible with just the Bondo. So we got it all knocked down. So we're gonna go over it again with another 2 coats or so. But they feel pretty good. There's just a couple, it's really just like all those little craters and stuff we gotta fill now. Most of the lines feel pretty good. This grill's pretty jacked up. I didn't Bondo it at all, and there's all kinds of little pits. The hood really showed where my flaws were in the Bondo. This whole section, like that was high, obviously. All the points that are showing were the high points. Same thing over here. This was high. This whole area right here was a little low. We've got all kinds of little craters there. So we're gonna do another couple heavy coats and then let that dry overnight again, sand that again tomorrow, and then I'll get back to the rear like I was talking about earlier. Said this before, I'll say it again, bodywork sucks. I'm pretty out of breath. This forearm is like pumped. I can't hit with a hammer anymore. The Bondo that was on it, this is one of the thickest pieces, and it's not terrible. And I'm just gonna do a big fat skim all along here, and just block this whole thing. Worst case scenario, it cracks and we gotta do it again, but it's really not as thick as it looks. There's just a lot of layers on there because I kept going and going and going. So I'm gonna try and do that. Then I gotta go home. Wife made dinner because she loves me. Okay, so long story short, I always have my glasses, ear protection, and I usually have my respirator on when I'm cutting. A lot of people don't do the respirator while you're cutting, but I cut so much, that's a lot of metal dust. And the one time I didn't have my my mask on, I was cutting a little tiny piece of metal, and the cutoff wheel grabbed it, and it shot the whole piece of metal up at my face. And if you see, there's kind of like an H shape right there, something like that. So I had a piece of this C-channel stuff. It was only about 3 inches long. I think I have a video of it. You might have just watched that. I don't know. But this is what flew up and hit me in the face. Basically, that grab came up, hit, and the shock was so good, and there was so much blood, like immediately in my hand, that I thought my lip was hanging off. Like it felt so good and so deep, and it's actually healing really quick, because yesterday, like, you could see like the white or like the fat or whatever is back in there. So point being, always, I mean, it could have been so much worse. If that hit my nose, it probably would have slit this little fat part of my nose clean off. If I didn't have safety glasses on, and it hit my eye, like my eye's gone. Like, just always wear your safety equipment, guys. I know that it sounds so cliche and so mom-like, but if I would have had my mask on, it would have either hit the filter, or would have hit the rubber underneath. But based on where I got hit and how this would be sitting on my face, I'm pretty sure it would have just scared me and I would have been fine. So that's your lesson for today on safety from an idiot. Welcome back to the shop. Looks beautiful outside, but yet the heater's on because it's not warm. I have decided what I'm going to do on the interior. But basically, the only thing that's going to be tan on the interior is going to be this tunnel. I think that will just kind of tie it in, and then the back and the doors and all under there, everything else is going to be black. So just having that tan, I think, will kind of tie in the body to the chassis. The virus has made our business, the appliance business, extremely busy because everyone's buying freezers to buy all the food that they looted. And so we're busy over there. So today was busy. Tomorrow is going to be an absolute nightmare, and I'm probably not going to get here till 6. So that's what we got going. That's what I did with my brain, and we're going to get started. A little more Bondo. Basically, so I'm going to cut this video into 2 sections. So I'll give you a hint. I have a color, if you didn't see the post already, and they're sweet. That's all I'm showing you. So basically, I was trying to prove that you can do a good paint job with spray paint. If you do the right prep work, you use nice primer. I've used Rust-Oleum a lot. Our Miata cart is Rust-Oleum. It's that blue, and then the blue on the wall, and then the gray primer that's on the bug, and it looks great. It doesn't react to the clear. We did good primer, good clear. We just used Rust-Oleum for the color, and so I was trying to prove that you could do a full paint job just if you did the work right. And what I've learned is you cannot. It worked on the Miata because we're working with small sections, small surface areas. So we're able to lay it on thick enough to where it doesn't tiger stripe. And for the life of me and my cousin, we could not lay the paint thick enough to get this to work. So I'm gonna show you the rest of what's going on in the next video, which will be up tomorrow. So I'm putting this up just so you guys can kind of see why it's been taking so long. Next video, I tried 2 more colors until I got to the one I'm at. So I spent a ton of time. Thank you guys very much for being patient. This is absolutely stupid. So this next video tomorrow, the color's gonna be on, it's cleared. The rest of the Jeep is not any different. So I'm gonna work really hard over the next, I mean, maybe with this virus, I'm not gonna have work to do. So I do have 3 valve covers I have to hydrate up, so that'll be a video, blah, blah, blah. This is taking so long, but now we have a color, I have the paint, it's good automotive paint. So we're getting going. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for being patient. Be sure to watch for the video tomorrow, because that'll be the one that you guys really want to see. Or at least that'll be the one that shows you kind of what we're actually doing if you haven't seen the pictures. So thank you guys, and I'm sorry. I've been ridiculously frustrated this week. So much sanding. I thought I sanded a lot on that, but I took 3 colors off. I primed these 6 times, a lot off camera. Like, it's just stupid. But we have a good result now, and I'm very happy with it. But holy crap, am I glad that part of this is over. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you tomorrow. And I think you guys are gonna like how this turned out. Also, my bodywork it's not half bad. The hood's looking pretty good. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.